about meme coins, you probably think Solana. But the truth is that most meme coin traders miss out on generational plays that happen on other blockchains. In fact, there have been massive runners on Ethereum, on Binance, and even on Base. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can trade these projects, especially if you're used to trading meme coins on Solana. I'll teach you how to bridge your Solana safely, how to scan for new pairs in these trenches, and how to spot scam tokens on all of these blockchains using just one trading tool. If you stick with me until the end of this video, then never again will you miss out on a potential 100x play, all because you didn't feel comfortable taking the trade on a different blockchain. My name is Vic. I've been in the crypto trenches since 2020. I've worked with brands like Coinbase, Exodus, and over 100 more. And I'm trying to build the biggest crypto YouTube channel on the platform. So if you want to ride, hit subscribe. So this token here is called SPX 6900. It's one of the biggest meme coins in the world. Now, this does have a Solana pair as well, but it was originally launched on Ethereum. And members of the SPX community were shilling this to me when it was worth pretty much nothing. And as you can see, it ran up to a all-time high of $1.6 billion market cap actually quite recently. If you've been in my Telegram community for a few months now, you probably remember the CZ meme coin saga. So CZ is the founder of Binance, which is the largest crypto exchange in the world by a pretty wide margin at this point. And the Binance team started playing around with meme coins internally as CZ himself started to publicly open up about them. That's when CZ told everyone that he had a dog, and people wanted to know his name because the trenches love dogs. I mean, Shiba and Doge are still monster meme coins. That's when he finally revealed that his dog's name was Broccoli. And like I mentioned, my Telegram community found out that information the moment it happened. And just one day after it launched, Broccoli ran from zero all the way up to $107 million market cap, meaning you could have been around for this, saw it launch, and rode the wave all the way up to 100 mil. If you're not in my Telegram, make sure you join. It's 100% free. The link is down below in the description. It's where I talk about trending tokens. We run giveaways. And we also have a massive community of over 10,000 people in one group chat, trading together 24/7, helping each other out, asking and answering questions, fully free, no strings attached. Link is in the description. The truth is that there are tons of tokens just like XPX, just like Broccoli, that are on these other blockchains and that run like crazy. But a lot of traders on Solana, they think like, oh, it's on Ethereum or it's on Base. Like, I don't know how to navigate that. I don't know how to find things. I don't know how to stay safe. What if it's a honeypot? How do I trade it? But the truth is the trading element can all be done using one single tool. That tool would be GMGN.ai. I'm going to have a link in the description below. Make sure you're using my links below because they are safe, they are verified, and they help support the channel. Now, GMGN covers multiple blockchains. It covers Solana, Ethereum, Base, which is a layer 2 of Ethereum. It covers Binance Smart Chain. Don't get that confused for BNB chain, which is Binance's original older blockchain. And it also supports Tron. But we need to back it up a bit because GMGN will help us trade, but there's some things we need to get sorted before we actually start trading. That's because every blockchain has its own native crypto asset. This cryptocurrency is the blood, it's the fuel of that blockchain. It's how trading pairs are formed, and it's how you're going to pay gas fees and any other platform fees that you need to pay to trade. For Ethereum, it's pretty obvious you need ETH. Now, a lot of traders don't like to use ETH because it's a little bit slower and it's more expensive, but because it's slower and more expensive, the volatility is a lot less, and holders like to stay holding more on ETH than on Solana by far. Then we have Base, which I mentioned before is a layer 2 built on top of Ethereum. It also uses ETH as its native cryptocurrency, but a little nuance is that this isn't the same ETH that's on Ethereum. You actually need to own ETH on the Base chain, which I'm going to show you how to do that in the rest of the video here. Then we have BSC, the Binance Smart Chain. This actually does use the BNB token, and I think that's like why there's this confusion around BSC and BNB. A lot of people call it BNB chain, but that's actually a completely different thing. But the BNB token on the BSC chain is the native crypto asset. So just think BNB token, BSC chain. And then lastly, we have Tron. The native crypto asset for Tron is called TRX, also just called Tron. And you kind of got to get familiar with all of these and know which native crypto goes with each blockchain. That's like 101. Now, if you don't own any crypto at all whatsoever, that's probably where you need to start. There's so many places you could buy crypto, but it's very dependent on your region, whether you're able to buy it with like a credit card, a debit card, your Apple Pay, Google Pay, things like this. So just to make it super easy for you, if you need to buy crypto, I have this link below. It is the crypto exchanges by country. So you can go here, you can find the country you live in or one nearby, and you can click on a crypto exchange and see if it works in your region. So you can just go to one of these exchanges and find the crypto asset that you need to trade with and buy it directly. But let's say you already have a bunch of Sol, a bunch of Solana, and you want to turn it into Ethereum on Base Chain so you can buy a Base token. We're going to take a different approach, and we're going to use something called a bridge. Because when you just swap from like Solana to a meme coin on Solana, like Fartcoin or something, that's all on the same network. It works seamlessly because it's just on the Solana blockchain and that's it. But separate blockchains like Base or Binance or Solana, they're all completely different networks and they're not designed to talk to each other whatsoever. So a bridge actually bridges these blockchains together in a decentralized way. Users will come onto the bridge and they'll provide crypto assets for the decentralized bridge. They'll put it in this big pool. So there's lots of Ethereum, there's lots of BNB, there's lots of Sol. They're getting rewarded through yield farming, and you are able to use this liquidity to bridge from one asset and one blockchain to another. Very easy, very seamless. So the bridge that I recommend you use is created by Wormhole, which is a massive, massive Solana project. And their bridge is called the Portal Bridge. If for some reason in your region you can't use Portal Bridge, try just using a VPN in Canada or the United States. It should work just fine. But you can see here, it's very easy. We just first off select the blockchain and token that we want from our source wallet. Our source wallet is where we have the funds now that we want to bring over to our next wallet on the different blockchain, because we're going to have a completely different wallet for that blockchain. Obviously, it's on a different network. So I'll choose the Solana blockchain and I'm going to use the Sol token there. And then I'm going to click this button, Connect Source Wallet. And I do recommend you try to do this on browser, on like a laptop or a computer. You can do it in your Phantom browser, but I just find this is so much easier and so much cleaner. I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna choose Phantom Wallet because that's what I'm using for this tutorial. And I'm going to hit connect. And I just have like a little bit of Solana in this wallet, just for the tutorial. And then what I want to do is actually decide where I'm moving these funds to. So in this example, I'm going to use the Base chain and I'm going to pick Ethereum because again, Ethereum is the main crypto asset of Base. So select chain, we'll go Base, and then we'll click ETH. I'm gonna bounce back over to GMGN. I'm gonna make sure that Base is selected, and that will open up my Base wallet on the Base chain. I'm gonna come up to the top right-hand corner, and you can see my wallet address is right here. I'm just gonna click the little copy sign. Now my wallet address on Base is copied to my clipboard. I can go back over to the Portal Bridge on Wormhole, and I can choose destination wallet. So I'm gonna click that. And instead of selecting one of these wallets like a MetaMask or a Phantom or whatever, I'm gonna go down to the send to a wallet address text box here, and I'm gonna paste that wallet address and hit submit. So I'm just gonna do like 0.1 Solana just for the example. It's gonna tell me how much ETH I'm gonna get. I'm only losing like 25 cents, so it's not bad at all. And I'm gonna hit confirm transaction right here. So I'll confirm it and it's working. And here we have the transaction submitted. It's currently working on it. I can actually open the blockchain explorer right here and see it in real time. Like you can see the status bar literally moving. I can watch my bridge happen. And now that it's completed, you can see at the top, I have 0.005-ish ETH in my Base wallet on GMGN, and I'm ready to rock on base. So let's say I know the contract address that I want to trade, like some influencer called it out, or I have some alpha that this token's gonna rip. I can just take that contract address in GMGN, I can paste it up here. This token that I just pasted is Brett. That chart's gonna open and it's gonna look exactly like every other DEX that you've ever used. We have our chart here with the trading view controls. We can see our holders panel right at the bottom. We can see a ton of information in here and actually look into the different traders and how much they made on this trade with Brett. We also get some really nice but effective insights. We see right beside the market cap of the project, we can see snipers. I'll click that and this box will open and it's literally like all the snipers that got in very early and the current status of their holdings. So if it's a red circle, they've already sold all. If it's blue, they bought more, which can be very helpful to know if this project is just completely sniped. Then we have the percentage held by the top 10 holders. This is a pretty standard insight, less than 30% on this, which is a good sign. And then if we click this little audit button, it will pull open an AI generated audit and we can see any potential issues. So with Brett, we can see that the liquidity pool is not locked. I mean, this is a huge token, so I wouldn't really stress too much for a token this size, but for something smaller, that is a big red flag. But let's say we don't have any alpha and we literally just want to trench new pairs to try to find that 100x potential token. Well, GMGN has that built in for every single chain. So depending which blockchain you're on, this is going to look somewhat different. I've just used Solana as like a baseline. And this is your standard trenching view. We have our new creations, about to migrate, and then freshly migrated. And if I hit this drop down, I can just pick pump fund only, or I can pick believe coin only. And this is just gonna show me the trenches on those launch pads. If I switch over to Binance, we have Formeme and we have Flap. Tron also has a trenches panel with the Sun Pump launchpad. But if I go to Ethereum, they don't have a trenches panel necessarily. There's a new pairs page, which I will say is a lot riskier than all the different trenches panels that we just went over from every other chain on GMGN, and I'll explain why. So a lot of people hate on Pump Fund on Solana, but Pump Fund actually created a token standard. The liquidity was locked. The mint authority, the freeze authority is by default revoked from the developer. This solves for the entire honeypot and OG rug pull problem. Because before Pump Fund came around, you could buy a token and have like no idea if you could sell it. A lot of the audit software back then was wrong a lot of the time. Also, if the liquidity wasn't locked, they could just take all the liquidity out and completely nuke the project. And I call that an OG rug pull. Newer rug pulls use bundling and sniping and different techniques like that. And when I showed you all the different launch pads that were available on those different blockchains, they're following that Pump Fund formula where the developer can't pull all the liquidity. They can't stop you from selling through freeze authority and freeze your wallet from selling. But on the Ethereum new pairs within GMGN, there is no launch pad to protect you from doing that. You'd have to use the internal tools on GMGN, which you can find right here. Like it's not a honeypot. Is the LP locked? But like you can see there's a bunch of question marks. It's just very tough to know if you're safe on ETH. So tread lightly there. But let's say we're on base and we're in the trenches here, and I click on one of these tokens like this, and I go up to the audit panel and the safety panel here, I can see this is not a honeypot. The contract is renounced, the liquidity is locked, and I can still use the sniper and top 10 and all that stuff. And one other really dope feature that GMGN has to protect you from getting scammed is the rug probability feature, which is right here. When I click on this, GMGN's AI is determining whether the biggest wallets in the project are dumping this project or dumping other projects to give you a heads up like, hey, the people in this project, they're not that great. They're kind of a bunch of ruggers. So rug probability is a great metric, and this token right here has a 59% chance of being a rug pull based on GMGN. So if we're looking to find some gems, we need to stick to these launchpad tokens on these different blockchains. So now that we know to stick to the launchpad tokens for safety, we can try to go hunting in these other trenches. Right here, I have the Binance Smart Chain trenches open. I'm sticking with the Formeme launchpad. It's the main launchpad, like the Pump Fund of Binance. And there's a lot of different strategies that I can use in the trenches here to find something valuable that could potentially run. If I scroll through the new pairs, you can see that there's this one token idea that's been made 4 times and another one down here that's been made 7 times. And this one's based off of an actual Binance tweet from about an hour ago. If this is some like huge, crazy tweet, maybe Elon or Trump tweeted it out and you see something like this, it might be worth looking into a token like that. But again, there's like so many strategies that you could apply here. Another strategy is hanging out at the top of about to migrate and just waiting for something to run with motion based on news or based on an idea, or maybe it was called out by a bunch of influencers, or maybe there's an actual migrated token that is going hard right now. Like for example, the biggest one that I see here is right here. It has a 256K market cap. The chart looks like it migrated super quickly and then died down a little bit, but it does seem to be in the motion of recovering, a bit of an uptrend forming here. So this might be something to look at too. If I wanted to buy this, I can hit the instant trade button right here. It'll open my instant trade panel. I can quickly buy, quickly sell, adjust my fees, do all that good stuff. But every blockchain's different. They all have different amounts of volume, but it's important to have this skill of being comfortable to bounce between blockchains and not just be like, oh, I only trade on Solana because that's how I feel safe. I hope you got some value from this video, guys. If you're new here and you did, hit the subscribe button and make sure that you join my Telegram channel. If you haven't, the link is in the description below. And again, shout out to Soulpot for partnering with me on this video. Appreciate you guys for watching. And as always, stay safe in the trenches.